Hey there, happy Thursday. We're almost through the week. We're going to jump right into chapter 19. This one's called Not So Sweet Secret. Just as I thought, my mother smiles when she sees Albert, Keisha, and me walk into Peterson's. She seats us both right in a booth next to the middle of the restaurant and takes our order. Keisha sits next to me, and Albert fills a good part of the seat across from us. So, Keisha begins, thanks for inviting us to ice cream. You're welcome. Must be cool to come here every day, she says. Is the ice cream free? Albert says. My mom doesn't let me have ice cream more than once a week, and it isn't free, but we get it for half off, I think, I tell them. Albert fidgets a bit. So, do either of you ever miss Mrs. Hall? Our old teacher, Mrs. Hall, I say. She was okay, but I like Mr. Daniels way more. He's nice. He is, Keisha says. Goofy, but in a good way. Yeah, I say. I do not think he is a trusting person, Albert says. Mr. Daniels? I ask. Albert rubs his palm on the top of his jeans. He inquired about my bruises. I think he hypothesized that they came from my parents. Then I had to speak to the school psychologist. He shifts in his seat. My parents rescue insects from arachnids from our house. He's taking them outside rather than killing them. It's illogical for my parents to have spiders and hit their own son. I look over at Keisha, hoping she knows what to say. She doesn't. I take a deep breath. Well, Albert, even I've wondered where all those bruises come from. His voice is quiet, like a boy, not a robot version of one. There's a group of boys. I meet them many days after school. You meet them? Keisha asks. Well, no, he said. They meet me. He nods and then stares at the floor. Can't you tell anyone? I ask. Albert shrugs. Well, do you at least hit them back? Keisha asks. I don't believe in violence, and anyway, it seems to me that big kids would never get the blame for a fight. No one is going to think a big kid like me didn't start it, so they would just assume I give the punches, not receive them. He stares at the vanilla ice cream and then looks up, maybe a little happier. This reminds me of ice cream on Ellis Island. You may have a skull full of brains, but again, Albert, no sense. When the immigrants came to America through Ellis Island, they would sometimes get ice cream for a treat, but they didn't recognize ice cream. They thought it was butter, so they spread it on toast. We laugh. I think this is like that. Those boys just think I'm a fighter, so they, fight me. No, Albert, Keisha says, they think you won't fight. They think you'll just be their punching bag. That's why they fight you. His eyebrows scrunch up. Albert, this is no joke. They leave nasty marks on you. Don't your parents get mad? Mine would hunt them down if they did that to me. My father is busy with his inventions, and my mother has other things to worry about. You should ask them for help, I say. I think Keisha is right. He shrugs. I don't want help. I just want to solve this. Albert, Keisha says, her dark eyes wide and angry. You can solve this. Just don't let those boys pound on you. You said you're bigger than they are. Yes, I call them fire ants, a group of small beings that can come overwhelming. I laugh, but I'm sad on the inside. No, seriously, Albert, Keisha is downright mad now. Teach them a lesson. Hit them back. I don't think it is in my nature to hit someone. I will not meet violence with violence. I won't stoop to their level. Stoop to their level, I ask. If I act like them, I am no better, he says. Well, I say, this is like trying to give Jell-O a spine, Keisha says. Albert squints, which makes me wonder if he's actually mad. Some of the most lethal creatures on Earth are invertebrates. Don't throw that science at me, Keisha says. All I know is that you need to stick up for yourself. If you just let them keep doing that, it's like telling them it's okay. Albert stays quiet. Keisha's voice is no longer soft. I just don't get it. Albert, what in the world would take you to fight back? Albert looks upset. I know Keisha is trying to help him, but I think it's like throwing him an anchor for a life jacket. So, Albert, you've always liked science, I ask, trying to get another conversation going, but Keisha gasps and looks at the ceiling, frustrated. Yes, Albert says, but Allie, I would like to ask you a question. Sure, go ahead. Shay is not kind to many people, but I have observed that she is the most unkind to you, and I don't understand it. Do you know why? Yeah, Keisha says, she really does seem to have it in for you. Yeah, well, oh, is there a story? Keisha says, I love a good story. There's no story. I won the art award last year. She was mad about it. Oh no, there's more to that story, all right. Now spill it. Let's just say she holds grudges. Spill it. Use the word grudges and there has got to be a really good story. Well, on my second day here last year, I brought a bag of cheese crackers at lunch. I was assigned to sit next to her, and she wasn't happy about it. I was almost done with my sandwich when she grabbed the bag of crackers from the table and ripped them open and ate them. Are you kidding? She did that? I nod. I really don't want to finish the story. She is unbelievable, Keisha says, shaking her head. Anyway, I kind of think I had this habit of doing things without thinking. Well, I pause. I used to do it even more now. So when she took the piece of cake out of her lunchbox, I reached over, sunk my fingernails through the frosting, grabbed a hunk, and stuffed it in my mouth. Keisha hangs over the table laughing while Albert looks like stuck with a pin. You did that? He asks, eyes wide open. And then, I really don't want to tell them this. While I licked the frosting off my fingers, I asked her, so, how do you like that? I cringe when I think of Shay's face. Total surprise. Followed by looking at me like I was a disease on 2 feet, and somehow deep down inside I knew I'd pay forever. But Keisha is still laughing. That is the best. More people ought to put that girl in her place. She walks all over people. I think out loud. She thought I was a freak. She deserved it. Just taking your food like that? Are you kidding? Well, the thing was, I say, and then I stop because I can't quite push out the rest. I was mad that she ate my crackers, but when lunch was over, I reached into the jacket pocket and found mine. Keisha laughs loud and long while Albert raises his eyebrows. Wait, she didn't actually eat your crackers? I shake my head. So she thinks you grabbed a hunk of her cake for no reason? Yeah, kind of, yeah. Keisha's laughter gets even louder just as my mom is looking across the restaurant giving me the look. Keisha leans in against me and says, okay, I admit it. That is the best story I've heard in my whole life. Allie Nickerson, if I didn't love you already for that flower thing you did, I think I may love you even more for that. All right, that was a good chapter. It took a happy turn, sad turn with Albert, but then a happy turn for Allie. And we found out why Shay really, really dislikes Allie. All right, I'll see you next time.